And also another issue, another conclusion, another evidence from those studies is that for principals of schools, there was no priority on the use of technology. There was on their agenda as a principals of the schools, technology was not on the top of the agenda. This is another important conclusion that that gave us to do some special policies for principals to encourage them to promote, to foster technology. So these are on the background of the decisions that have been taken to move forward in the use of ICT. Now, some of the achievements that have been done. So this is what we call educational telematic network of the region. So all the teachers have email account and personal web page, and schools also. All the schools have school websites on that network. This is only the face of the portal site of the network. This is the website with most visits in all the government sites of the region. Later on I will give you the comparison. This is another big portal. This one is just for educational resources that we collect from teachers. Some of them are also developed by companies under the requirements of the educational authority. And this is also a large portal in terms of a popular portal in terms of the number of visits. We have been collecting educational resources since the year 2001, where the portal was launched, and now the number of, let's say, interaction time by student with the amount of resources that are there is more than 12,000 hours. That means more time than the schooling time has a student during the compulsory education. But I must say also that not all the subjects are covered in a homogeneous way. So we could find some topics that are covered 10 times with different perspectives, and other topics that are not covered. So it is not pretend to be a curriculum site, but a showcase of the possibilities of technology to teachers to select, to choose from. I will go back also from the aspect of digital resources later on, but just to give you this first snapshot. So comparing, this is the figures I was mentioning. Here you have on the brown color, the darkest color, the corporate portal of the Department of Education, where teachers go to see the officials, the regulations, and so on. And the other three columns are from the educational portals. The blue one is the Extec, the first one that I mentioned. So as you can see, this is the most popular in terms of the yearly and daily visits of the. And if we add the four educational portals, I didn't mention the two smaller ones, but if we add, so as you can see, we double the number of visits than the official website, the corporate website of the educational department. So a great number of audience we have from schools. So here just to give you up to now, before the one-to-one project, the different situations we have in our schools. So we have computer labs. We have also what we call computer corners. So in some classrooms, students could work with paper and also with computers. Then you have one of those primary schools in a pilot projects of one-to-one projects. And finally, at the bottom, this is a rural school, very small school, where they will also work in this pilot phase with tablet PCs. So this is up to now what we had from the projects on the level of implementation of ICT. Also, it's important to mention what are the internet access for schools. So this is I mentioned before that all the schools are linked to internet, but not all the schools have the same bandwidth. So as you can see, here again we have the Gauss and we have few schools that are linked to the fiber, optical fiber, and we have still quite a large number that have slow bandwidth. So this is an area where we are working with telecom companies to improve, because this is really one of our bottlenecks for the spreading of the use of ICT. This is really one of our bottlenecks. In terms of number of households that have internet at home, you have here in red the figures, the position of the Catalonia region among most of the European countries. So we are in the middle of this table, and we have to improve. But the problem, I think, is not only on the houses and the homes of the students or the citizens, but especially for our project, the problem is in the internet bandwidth in schools. So based on that background and these realities, we established some drivers to move to a next step to develop a new policy, new projects for one-to-one computers in schools. So the first, let's say, mandate or commitment from the government is this new mandatory educational law to develop this digital competence by all the students. This is of course the most mandatory first aim.